Welcome back, Nick Lenz. Comic Corner Classic / Non-Classic. This is episode number 1028 and Doubleshor number 922. Two Black Panther trades, and both of whom basically are spin-off books. Yes, spin-off books. The first series was actually started not long after the start of Black Panther, the one done by the current writer, about 3 years ago. Though this series disappeared. Yes. As far as I know, there's been no explanation of why this was. This is Black Panther, World of Wakanda. This collects the 6-issue ongoing series that for some reason stopped after only 6 issues. As far as I know, there has been no explanation of why the world this is. The first 5 issues are focused on the Midnight Angels. Yes, these 11 ladies right here. Now, there is a brief story involving her. Yeah, a character does pop up in these stories. And the last one's focused on the White Tiger. This is written by... The Midnight Angel stories are done by Roxane Gay. That's the one who does the Dawn of Midnight Angels. Power of the People, which basically focuses on another character. That's written by Yana Harvey and, of course, the writer of Black Panther, Ta-Nehisi. Death of the White Tiger, done by Robert Brownie. The artwork for the Dawn of Midnight Angel storyline is done by Elena E. Martinez, Power for the People, Arthur Richardson, and Joe Bennett does the artwork for Death of the White Tiger. Now, the thing with the Midnight Angel stories, these stories are actually quite interesting. The first story takes place basically when they first met, and her commenting that she's beautiful. Of course, these two are prefer to be a lesbian couple anyways. And then we cut to the events of Avengers vs. X-Men. Yes, we have a book take place during that particular event, and then afterwards, and then we have stuff that happened during the events of the aftermath of Infinity. Yeah, we have stuff basically throughout this whole set of issues. We have stuff before AVX, pretty much how these two first met, them reacting to the events of Avengers vs. X-Men, its aftermath, and then we have events of Infinity. Yes, Infinity gets involved in this tie-in here. And then we have the after Infinity, which has the infamous scene from, I think it was New Avengers number 13. This was just after the events of Infinity, where they actually just decided to break their staffs and just basically said, we're no longer working for taking orders from the Black Panther because he's working with the enemy of the country. Yep. And eventually, these two said they're going to run after one of them decided to kill a chieftain because this guy was a terrible person. You know what he was doing? He was basically taking all the women take all of this in the city for himself, and one of them, the Midnight Angel, decided to kill the guy instead of taking the justice. So she basically went to prison for what she did, and the mistress, the one who's in charge of the Dora Miraji, yeah, she decided to simply have the crazy woman here. Yeah, they have her, like, first she attacks and then later she kills her. Yes, she kills her. Also, we see the mistress in here. She's wearing a very revealing outfit, despite being a little bit older than everybody else. Yeah, her outfit's very revealing. She wears very low clothing, despite being in charge of the organization. Yeah, at several points, the Midnight Angels do, in fact, it's very heavily implied these two have had sex many times. They're a very well-written couple. Yep. The story involving her, it just basically her backstory before she joined the bodyguards. Death of the White Tiger. This is a quite interesting story. It just basically returned Christopher Cole, the replacement of Black Panther. Now, this character is a creation of Christopher Priest, who basically became the White Tiger, and he said become White Tiger one last time to capture, believe it or not, the Vanisher. Yes, the Vanisher, an X-Men villain. Why? Because he was selling raw vibranium. That's the only reason why. And then they said they gave him a new suit and something a new direction, and that's pretty much the series. It's like, it says, and then it ends with the beginning. Yep. This is his new suit. Yep. I'm surprised they'll call him the White Panther. Yep. But the stories in here are fantastic. It's a shame this series ended. Heck, even Brian Star Felice basically thought the series should come out before when Black Panther came out, but As far as I know, Marvel has never confirmed this series was either ongoing or limited series. My personal guess is because it was never listed as that. This was simply put an ongoing series that just stopped for no reason. Yeah, there was nothing mentioned it was canceled sales. It just stopped after only publishing 6 issues. This is a really good series. I highly recommend people fans of Black Panther, and people are curious about it. Give this book a 9.5 out of 10. I also like people fans of X-Men, because Vanishers pop up in there. Yep. Next up is a series that definitely was canceled, low sales. This is Black Panther and the Crew. By the way, he did the show for most of the series. This collects the entire 6-issue series done by Ta-Nehisi. The artwork, this cover art here is done by the awesome John Cassidy. Yeah, he does this cover. Yep. He only does the cover art just for the first couple issues, and then you have Dan Brown do it for issue 3, and then for the last couple issues by Paul Mountis. Yeah, he does the writing for all 6 issues. We have Jan Harvey that writes issues 2, 4, and 6. The artwork is by Butch Goosh and Mark Cheddar, Stephen Thompson, and that's it. Now, the crew is made up of these following characters: the Black Panther, Mindfold, Storm, Misty Knight, and Luke Cage. Yep, out of all these people, none of them were part of the original crew. Nope, the original crew series was done by Christopher Priest. It got canceled to 7 issues, possibly due to low sales. This series was not to be canceled after issue 2. Yes, after the 2nd issue came out for the series, it was announced by Marvel Comics that the series was canceled due to low sales. After only 2 issues. Yes. Okay. The story of this series is this I would say this very controversial, let's say a political speaker gets killed. This man named Ezra. He's killed by cops. Yep. And he was basically a peaceful demonstrator. And then he's taken out the jail and then he's later killed. Yeah, this death is barely investigated this whole series. Yes. And we also have the AmeriCops show up in here. Yep, the AmeriCops. The stupidest thing. Like, my gosh. Basically, they're written to be so hated. Like, apparently, the way it's written, okay, like, they'll shake down 2 women basically just walking in Central Park, and walking in the park, then stopping a bombing. Yes. My only guess is racism. Yep, we have to have racism. I'm like, this is the 21st century. Racism should be dead by now. But no. We have to write it where almost every single white character who appears in this series to be fucking racist. I can't think of one who really is. Who it really is not. Who appears in this series. I mean, look at all of them. Heck, they even have this one detective who insists on arresting people at a funeral. Yes, these people are mourning. Yes, they're having a funeral and they want to arrest people in the middle of a funeral service. That is very disrespectful. My gosh. As far as I know, I don't think cops even act like this in real life. Even they're decent enough to allow a funeral service to go through. And instead of just barging through, it's like, hey, I'm here to arrest these people. Like, can you at least wait until we have a funeral service? Or with, look at Miss Nam and says, hey, stand down and go away. I have authority here, you don't. Yep. So just buy a few minutes. Yeah. And of course, they investigate a whole thing. And apparently, this guy Ezra has a connection to... Apparently, he was doing work for Hydra. Yes. Frickin' Hydra. He didn't know he was working for Hydra. It was known as Hydra. Baron Wolfgang von Strucker, the guy who commonly leads the Hydra. Either it's him or the Red Skull, but generally it's one of the two. And the other reason why, even Luke Cage is like, really? Hydra? He tells the guy he's about to say how Hydra is, don't you say it! And he says, damn. Okay. And of course, his house got blown up in the issue. Yes, that's the bombing. And of course, both Misty and Luke Cage went to go visit the guy who makes the AmeriCops. Yes. Those of you curious, though, where these guys came from, well, they were brought back by Nick Spencer. Yep. Who, by the way, after Secret Empire, AmeriCops just disappeared. Yes, there's no explanation what happened to them. They just stopped appearing. Are these guys a very law enforcement force? No, they're just basically hired goons for a corporation. Yep, that is literally the whole reason for this. Oh yeah, and by the way, Storm destroys a whole dozen of them. And she has no problem doing it. Because even she... Oh yeah, the owner decided to... Oh yeah, it was a glitch. It was profiling. Yes. Like, I'm surprised Luke Cage didn't punch the man in the gut for what he did. Oh yeah, and the thing about this guy is... This guy's a Hydra agent. Yep, this was confirmed in the pages of Captain America Steve Rogers. Yep, this guy's a Hydra agent. By the way, what happened to this guy? No idea. Because at the Secret Empire, anything associated with Hydra completely disappeared. You can kind of say this takes place before the events of Secret Empire. It kind of does. Yes. Yeah, because, well, Secret Empire has not officially happened yet. Because, well, the Merit Cops is still around. I mean, despite that, I do like the action at the end. But of the two series, this one's kind of weak when it comes to how the characters are written. I mean, yes, racism, like, my gosh. No wonder why people stopped buying this book, because people couldn't tolerate the racism. And yet the writer himself, I think he's black, for what I heard about him. Yes. As for why in the world he had the racism in this book, I have no idea. By the way, Black Panther's involvement with this is very minor at best. He shows up in here. He doesn't show up like halfway through the series. And yet his name is on the damn title. Yep. I'm going to give this book roughly a 8.5 out of 10. The only reason I take almost get it not lower than the last one, because of the dumb racism they had to show over here. Yes. I do not like it. The racism here was like, my gosh. It's like these white people who are white can't stand the fact it's not the 60s anymore. Nope, we have to shove that racism in. Yep, because we feel like it. Despite the fact it's the 21st century. Oh yeah, and it turns out the whole thing with the death of this guy was all caused by his nephew, who decided to jump off a frickin' rooftop in order to avoid going to jail. Yep. Oh yeah, they also stopped a riot in the final list. Yes, a riot. Yep. I mean, one thing positive I can say about this book, aside from the way the main character is written me really well, I would probably say the artwork is really good for this series. Yes. The cover art is fantastic. I mean, the artwork is probably what should have sold the series to people, not just the writing. I mean, I'm not sure why the writer did this why he had a racism, because if you read the Black Panther book, there is no racism in the book at all. In the main book, anyways. Though this is not going to be the last Black Panther spinoff. No, next video I'm going to talk about another Black Panther spinoff, a mini-series. Though, the thing is, there's actually been a spinoff ongoing series for Black Panther, focused on his sister, Shara, and there's also a mini-series for Eric Killmonger, which he gets explored in another book I'm going to talk about. Yeah, that's the most recent they've done with him. Oh yeah, they also did the Wakanda Forever stuff, which is a series of one-shot involving Spider-Man, the Avengers, and I think Iron Man, I think it was. Yeah, I think that's it. Yep. So, yeah, that's it for this particular review. My next view, newest episode of Case Closed, okay? But to use the next view, bye.